Alright, I'm going to go over mind control. There are many objects within an environment that are assessed by the mind control environmental system that's interfaced with the cognition, so it knows like what object you're thinking of. So for example, if I focus on this paper towel dispenser and I go over here and I get a knife, okay, and I only do this for demonstration for your purposes. Here's a knife. I go to the paper towel dispenser and I enact commands, tuck-a-lay, goes towards the, well, it went towards the paper towel dispenser. So it like automates motion of my body towards the paper towel dispenser. Now, if I'm in another environmental condition, such as this desk here, and I operate commands like, and Edward Snowden enact to fall, original version. It moves me to strike my face on this object with slow light sequencing. If I go to a picture and I go to this photo or this picture on my wall, here it is, and I notice that it's got glass on it, so it's already been observed by the molecular recognition system that knows that that's molecularly glass, and I enact commands, Queen Elizabeth enact to fall, moves me towards the glass. Okay, I'm going to fall because it's moving me. Okay, so for example, it moves me towards the glass in a fall sequence. If there's another one like, oh man, I use so many things. Let me just think here. If I go to a walker and I enact commands weaken knees, it will weaken my knees significantly. So while standing at this walker, excuse me, okay, and I stand here, and I enact commands, see my legs are strong, and I enact commands, weaken knees, weaken knees, weaken knees, weaken knees, weaken knees, weaken knees, weaken knees. My knees are bending, they're moving. And now when I try to walk, it's harder to walk, and I'm not really holding on, but let's see if I can do this. Okay, now if I weaken knees more, weaken knees, each time is progressive. It works like it's being ramped on or off, okay, with each command. So I can do strengthen knees, strengthen knees, strengthen knees, strengthen knees, strengthen knees, strengthen knees. My knees are moving stronger. Strengthen knees, yep. But if I enact slow version, it weakens my knees. It takes control over my body. And if I enact to fall, new process, I'm going to fall. I guess. I'm trying to walk, but my legs are really weak. But like, there's environmental programs that take commands that automate motion of the body or weaken the body, change the balance of the body, change the mind and the perception. And you can kind of discover this if you're controlled or processed. Like I'm synthetically processed, so I've gone around my entire house like experimenting with like lots of light sequences. I have some experience in severe heavy sequences, and those are severe. They're severe. But when when looking at a photo of like military's person, such as like Esteban Santiago, when I look at his photo and I enact a specific command, it takes automation of my body to walk through my kitchen as if my hands are drawn on a weapon and one hand would be to the other. And I can't show this because I'm holding a phone, but it came into this room, targeted my dad. I lowered my hands because I was unarmed, but using the photo, just completed the mind control sequence from Esteban Santiago's massacre, or light massacre, but you get my point. Compared to some of these other plays, it's pretty small, such as like Yusuf Abdulaziz or Omar Matin, but those processes are a little bit different, and I've experienced the perceptual computations of those processes while they were firing using some secret plays or commands that accesses information. So they took control of me and re-replicated a program that was relevant to Esteban Santiago, which is severe. So they like kind of let it slip, but it was gnarly. Like I took off my shirt and I went and laid down in my bed because I couldn't fathom the sequence first off. So I stopped, and that's where it was a lighter play. Like when it's playing to Esteban, it's like you have no control. But when that's being re-replicated to another position, there is some control. There is some control. But it exhausted me, and I laid down on my bed after that motion, and like, so just to let you know that there's severe programs that the military's been using against the country, and that's serious stuff. Very serious stuff. So get the point. Like every time I fabricate an attack chant with a command, it violates the U.S. Constitution entirely. Every time that I play something, it's breaking the law. Every time that I've demonstrated for you, I've gotten military approval. Usually. So the military is actually helping me understand this stuff for your knowledge. They've granted me access to web and communication almost indefinitely for military benefits, like real benefits. So please understand this stuff. There's an environment. There is many objects within an environment. They're all labeled within my cognition that play very discreetly, like names of things, etc., that are automated to my cognition, and I can hear those commands, if you will. So how it processes, it's very private. I couldn't repeat it. It doesn't come from my mouth, but it goes silently to my brain. So I can toggle through this information using my eye position and access new objects and new destinations or new control functions, if you will. Like control functions. For example, like if I go, Tony Ramirez, watch the walls. Right here, automates me to the wall. I walk into the wall. Tony Ramirez is also schizophrenic. There was a mind control command that automates motion of body to the scratch. See the scratch in the wall right there? Okay. That's the exact position where my body was automated to. And that's a control mechanism, if you will, or control program. But my point is that there's many of us out there that are being automated and controlled, and doctors are diagnosing it with schizophrenia, which is really poor. It's poor because it's not schizophrenia. What it is mind control. So they're tripping us out with drugs and not really assessing the damage, and it's malpractice and it's illegal, and there's tons of stuff going on. But if you understand this, you're like, how does schizophrenia cause somebody to walk into a wall with a command? So for example, when I gave Tony the command, I said, Tony, watch the walls. It automated Tony towards the wall, and he scratched the wall. When I repeat the command, it automates motion of myself towards the wall to scratch the wall or rub the wall with my body. It moves me towards the wall. If I go to the refrigerator and I say, for example, enact to get juice, it moves me to the refrigerator handle, opens the refrigerator, it's trying, pull. Okay, it opened. And it wants me to get, what was I getting? Bacon. Bacon. Yeah, it wants me to get the bacon. So it automates motion of my body to pick up the bacon instead of the juice. The juice is in the back there. You can see it. Okay. So my point is there's many programs. Like if I put temperature or fire or a risk or danger in an environmental condition, and then I go, if I look at this refrigerator magnet of Hillary Clinton, okay, and I say, enact to fall. Oh God, dude, and it moves my head towards the fire, and it's moving towards the fire. This gets a little dangerous, but I gotta stop. But you get my point. Like, there's so many fields of environmental programming and danger and situations that know how to automate responses to create weaponized sequences. So whether it's a walker, whether it's a stove, whether it's a knife and a paper towel roll, or whether it's a bitchin' like, oh, dude, I don't know. But you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't matter. These are all within my environment. If I place a letter opener on the desk vertically, which I can't find at the moment, so just scratch that. Nope, here it is. If I put this on the desk vertically with the weaponized part outward, so if it were to assess that object and I say enact to fall, oh, actually, yeah, enact to fall moves me very quickly towards the object. Not extremely quickly, but moves me towards the object. I still have control, but it knows that this is a weaponized function. It knows to move me towards the object with a command. Okay? So this happens a lot of times in my day, like throughout my environment. Like, I'm always constantly like progressing and military supporting, and hopefully I come up with some kind of conclusion that's realistic enough for the military to understand what's being done to Americans. And most of all, what's being done to Rashad Gawad, myself, 29 years old, a prime target of ISIS's objective, if you will. And, like, for example, the attack chance, if I pump my arm, like always, and I think about a weapon, Akbar, oh my God, like weird shit comes out. Allah Akbar, or something. But it's pronounced through my speech, and that violates the U.S. Constitution. Every Army man, everyone in the Army takes an oath to protect the U.S. Constitution. This is how severe it is. They're oblivious. The entire Army is oblivious to this. They have no acknowledgement in this. And every time a attack chant is fabricated, or Tukalele is pronounced, or anything in my speech is processed, it's violating the Constitution. Literally, outright. So, I don't know what really needs to be done, but I'm trying to encourage the Army to utilize their oath. Every one of you took it. So everyone in the military and the Army took it. That's serious.